Hello my friends, today we are doing a book shopping vlog, a book shop hopping vlog.
The ultimate book shopping vlog.
I'm in New York for a few more days, and one of my favorite things to do is to go book shopping when in the city because there's so much variety here when it comes to bookshops, and cannot relate in Missouri. We've got like 3 and that's it. Here, well, there's a lot. Now, I've done a vlog like this before where I've gone to a ton of bookshops in New York. I will leave a link to that video down below in the description. Go and check it out. I'm gonna try my best not to go to any of the bookstores that I went to in that video. So hopefully today's video will be fresh. You won't see any duplicates. You won't see any bookshops that I've been to before. And I'm excited about that. I wanna try out some new bookshops today, and that I am looking forward to. Got my list of 17 bookshops here. I think the first one that I'm gonna go to is Shakespeare and Company, which I feel like I've heard of. I just had a voice crack. Hello, puberty! Which I feel like I've heard of before, but I've never had the chance to go, so we're going today. I've also been trying to get boba like every day of my trip, just because in my town, I have my one boba shop. Well, we have 2, but we don't talk about one of them. So I've been trying to get boba every day, and I'm definitely gonna get some today. So we're gonna books and boba it up. I'm also gonna try not to buy too many books. Keyword try. I mean, I do wanna support these bookshops, but like, daddy can't support all of them. I just called myself daddy. I'm gonna see myself out. Okay, it's time to go.
In my way, I can't feel farther away. Wait on a moment to say that I want you. You know that I want you. Across the road, across your sudden gaze, and time it started racing. But moments tend to fade, and you're too far away from me to get my name in.
Okay, so the Shakespeare and Company bookstore that I ended up going to was a college bookstore, so my expectations were pretty low going in. But honestly, they had a really solid selection of books. Whoever is curating that bookstore gets a thumbs up from me. They had a really nice variety of like both popular books and books that kind of are underrated, and I always appreciate that with bookstores. Then I went to the corner bookstore, which has been on my list for a very long time. I've just never made it to that area. I had the hardest time documenting that bookstore though, because it was just like me and 2 other booksellers, and it was a rather small bookshop, so it was like hard for me to find the confidence to whip out my camera and film shots because they were just like watching me the whole time, which, you know, didn't make me feel the most comfortable, but it's all right. But it was a really nice bookstore. It had a very cozy atmosphere, and again, I really enjoyed the selection. I feel like they did a really good job of like having popular books and then some books that aren't so popular. It was just really nice because again, these bookstores could really just like hone in on the popular books, the books that sell, but I appreciate the fact that they had a lot of titles that I haven't even heard of before. Did I buy anything from either of these bookstores? No. You guys should be proud of me. I'm working on my self-control over here. That's right. I deserve a pat on the back. Bookshop 0, Jesse 2. I'm winning this competition so far, even though I feel like I could very easily cave in very, very soon. The more shops I go to today, the harder it will get. I'm currently crossing through Central Park to get to the Strand, which I'm kind of regretting because it's freezing cold, but I needed to sit down and give you guys an update anyways, but I can't feel my fingers, I can't feel my ears, I can't feel my toes. I'm cold. Let's go to the next bookstore. my hotel room. I think when I last updated you, I was going to the Strand, and I went to the Strand. I found a random bookstore. I went to another Shakespeare and Co. I went to the Drama Bookshop, Rizzoli Bookstore, and then finally I went to 192 Books. So that was 6 bookstores. And then I went to how many earlier today? 2? So I got to 8 bookstores? That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. Before I get ready to go out with some friends, so I'm gonna do a bit of a book shop breakdown, tell you my favorites, tell you my thoughts on all the bookshops. I'm kind of like reviewing bookshops. Today we're reviewing bookshops. Will I give a bookshop a 2 out of 5 stars? Stay tuned to find out. I got this coffee in my hotel because desperate times calls for desperate measures, but it doesn't taste very good. It tastes like burnt chocolate, honestly, but it's doing the job. It's giving me caffeine, and that's what I need. I went to one of the branches of the Strand, and I freaking loved it. I was so shocked by how good it was. Not that I thought it was gonna be bad, because obviously the Strand is iconic, so like of course this branch is gonna be iconic. It's nice because it has the charm of the OG, but with a breath of fresh air. I like the fact that they have these little tabs in the books that were like to pique interest, from things like Be Your Own Hero, Fancy Fantasy, For Book Lovers, The Perfect Gift for Your Witch, You, Me, and a Cup of Tea. Did I fall for any of them? No. I left the Strand branch with 0 books. My self-control is working overtime. Then I stumbled across this random bookshop that was like super magical. I don't know the name of it. I think it was just like books, new and used. Like I think that was the name of it, which, you know, I love a title that's straight to the point. It was a magical bookstore. Like I walked into it and I just felt like I was being transported into like a magical world of books, essentially. Mind you, it didn't really have a selection of books that I would find myself reading. I kind of felt like if I talked to any of the customers or talked to the booksellers that they would have judged me for the books I read, because it just had like this pretentious air around it. But it was still magical. I still loved it. Again, didn't buy anything, but it was magical. Then I went to another Shakespeare and Co. and honestly I was kind of disappointed by this one. Like I liked the college bookstore version of Shakespeare and Co. more than the actual Shakespeare and Co. But it was still nice. Their sci-fi and fantasy section was really nice because I felt like they had a lot of titles that I haven't even heard of before. Books like The Second Bell, Exhalation, The Chill, and In the Quick. Those are some books that I learned about today that I'm very interested in. Then I went to the Drama Bookshop, which was really amazing. If I was smart, I would have picked up on the fact that this is a bookshop solely dedicated to plays, but I never claimed to be Einstein. It was still aesthetically pleasing. They did have some fiction books, and it was just a cozy atmosphere. I was down for it. Then I went to Rizzoli Bookstore, and this bookstore is beautiful. I went to it a few days ago, and it just has, how do I put it? Rich energy. Like I feel like it's a place where rich people probably buy their books because it just has that rich feeling. Like you're in there and you're like, this is very luxurious. The way that it's put together has luxury written all over it. I really like their selection for the most part, but their YA section needs some help. It is like this small little portion in the children's section, and like if they want to hire me to like curate that section, Rizzoli, holla. And finally I went to 192 Books, which was a very small bookstore. It was basically, again, like me and 2 other booksellers in there. It kind of gave off this like neighborhood bookstore vibe, which I really liked. Like I feel like if I lived in that area, I would definitely frequent this bookstore, and I actually bought a book there. Let me go grab it. This is the book I got last night at the Telegraph Club. I've been wanting to read this for a while, but I've wanted the hardback and I have not been able to find the hardback anywhere. So when I saw it in 192 Books, I had to pick it up. So pick it up I did. It takes place in the 1950s and follows a sapphic relationship, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. So yeah, those are all the bookstores that I went to since my last update. I'm now going to get ready to venture back out into the city and get some dinner with some pals, and I think I'll bring you along. So let's do it.
Where'd you find me, find me? I've been hiding, we've been trying, now we're both free. It was supposed to be something different. You were close to me, things were different then. Where did you go, where did you go? I'm difficult, it's typical, and in the end I'm missing you.
We're at Page.
Not him not knowing the name.
We're at Gray Street having milk tea.
We got the XOXO.
Okay, I can do the first taste.
Yeah, do the first taste.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Chloe's turn.
Second taste. Oh my goodness.
Oh, did you already have a taste? Hit the spot. Good morning, everybody. I'm tired today. I didn't even stay up that late, and I'm exhausted. Today is my last full day in New York, so I'm going to enjoy it the best that I can. I'm gonna try to fit in as many bookstores as I can today, and then I'm also seeing some of my bookish friends tonight, and I'm very excited about that because who doesn't love being surrounded by bookish friends? Let's get to it. One thing I did not prepare for when I came to New York was how cold it was gonna be, but I should have known. I'm freezing my butt off. Freezing my booty. No booty. I'm back. I'm exhausted, but I'm back. I'm book exhausted. Bookshop exhaustion. Bookshop. I'm back. Definitely meant to update throughout the day instead of just having a montage of my day. But alas, I still get anxiety filming in public. Shucks. Let's do our bookshop breakdown. I started off my day at Book Culture, which had a very nice vibe. I was into it. I was feeling myself in that bookstore. I could see myself going to that bookstore on the daily if I lived in that area. Unfortunately, I live in Missouri. They had a beautiful collection of books and I caved. I bought a book, which I actually bought several things today. I guess my self-control stayed with yesterday. The book, ow, that just stabbed my palm. Holy crap. That hurt. That is a sharp corner. This went cha-cha, cha-cha. Ow, freaking hurt. Anyway, My Annihilation. That's the book I got. I actually learned about this book yesterday at Shakespeare and Co. and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So when I saw it at the bookstore, I picked it up and got it. What I gather is that this story is a thriller and we are reading these letters written by a killer. I like the idea that it's formatted in letters, and then I also just am very intrigued by the concept. That's all I gotta say. It's fascinating, intriguing. I must read it. Then I went to Word Bookstore, which I was a little bit disappointed by, I must admit. It looked amazing online, don't get me wrong. It was still sweet, quaint, pleasant, and honestly had a nice selection of books when I think about it, but it was definitely an expectations versus reality situation. Like I walked in and I was like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting something grander, something much more magical, majestic, amazing, mind-blowing, but it was cool. It was all right. Then I went to Blue Stocking Books, which was a recommendation from Emma Books, and this is where I bought several things. They sell a lot of zines there, and I thought that was really cool, and so of course I picked up a few. The first one I got is on toxic masculinity. It's Detox Your Masculinity. This is something that I'm always thinking about, and I just want to hear this person's perspective. And then I got this one, which is basically on like personal libraries, which I find fascinating, so I'm excited to read this one as well. Then I got this manga called Blue Period, and I've been wanting to get back into manga for a very long time now. I just kind of want to like start with a new series though. So this might be the one that kicks off me getting back into manga. We'll see. I've been wanting something that's like more contemporary, and I think this one is kind of more contemporary, like realistic fiction. It might have some like magical elements to it, but for the most part, it's giving realness. It's giving contemporary, so I'm excited to read it. Then I dropped by Sweet Pickle Books, which was again another recommendation from Emma Books. It's a bookstore, but also a pickle store. Like they sell books and they sell pickles. And I was so excited about this one. I was like, this sounds iconic, weird, and right up my alley. But then I got there and it was closed down. Apparently like their power was out or something, which just makes me sad. I should have gone like the first day I got here or something just to ensure that I could go to this bookstore because it just sounds so weird, but also so amazing. I didn't get to buy any pickles and eat pickles as I was browsing the shelves. Like, I'm sad. I love a pickle moment. Then I went to this bookstore cafe situation called Book Club, and I immediately wanted to leave. It's one of those places where when you walk in, the cafe is just right there. And when I walked in, everybody looked my way. There was a lot of people in there too. There was probably like 20 people in there. All eyes went to the door, went to my face, and I was like, okay, I am not here to perform. I'm just walking in to check out this bookstore situation. It just made me uncomfortable. I was like, hi. Howdy, stop looking at me, please, stop it, stop it, stop it. And that's on being insecure. Anyway, it was serving dark academia vibes. It had a chill vibe, I just didn't feel like I fit in. It felt like a literal book club that I was not invited to. Then I went to Codex, which is a small little bookstore which mostly has used books, I believe. They had some new books, but mostly it was used. And honestly, this is just not a bookstore that was for me. It was a beautiful bookstore, but it had very few books that I was interested in, but I kind of liked the idea of walking in and just being surrounded by books I've never even heard of before. Then I went to the Mysterious Bookshop, and it was a dream. I think it might be one of my favorite bookstores in the city now. The store itself does focus mostly on mystery books, so if you're looking for a mystery book, it's the place to be. I really appreciated their selection though, and they had some books that were like exclusive to their store. So I, of course, picked up a few exclusive, limited edition, rare, super special, amazing editions of these books that you can only buy at the Mysterious Bookshop. This is a part of their Biblio Mysteries selection, so it's just stories that are like mysteries, but they surround books. I love it. I need more of it. This one is remaindered, and it's about the mystery of the passing of the bookstore owner who is found dead in the back room. Then I got this one called The Book Thing. This one is about this book thief that is stealing books from this bookstore and a girl who is determined to figure out who the shoplifter is. Then I stopped in the bookstore 3 Lives and Company. This was another one of those like little neighborhood bookshops. It was really nice though. Like it felt like I was in somebody's living room and I was looking at their book collection, and I really liked that vibe. There was something like comfortable, familiar, and just personal about that bookstore. I really liked it. Then then finally, I dropped in this bookstore called Left Bank Books, which I should have done some research before I went to it, because I probably wouldn't have gone to it had I done some research, because essentially it's like a book collector's bookstore. So a lot of the books were like pretty expensive, like in the $100 range, even more than that, but they have a lot of rare vintage books, so it makes sense. And I think it was definitely like a bookstore for book collectors, which, yes, I am a book collector, but that was like vintage books. I collect more modern works. So it just wasn't for me, so I yeeted myself out of there real quick. And that's how I ended up back here. I'm honestly exhausted, but the night is still young. It's only 5 o'clock. I'm going to get ready right now, and then I'm gonna go meet up with some friends in the city. Let's go, shall we?
When you're breaking, half the time I don't know what you're talking about. Take my hand off into vacation. This could open up our relation. Most of the time I've learned just to let it go. Kick back, baby, it's all on the road. Sun's laying down, we can make it the most, yeah. And what you can see, feel the senses and what you could take away. Like an ocean waiting, making friends with time. As far as I can tell, the feelings in my head. Wanna let you go. A little bit of time, gonna let you know, yeah, yeah. Those eyes like pastel, the songs sitting still. The best stories can tell. You make me feel losing my city. Feeling lost, we're both skipping stars. You couldn't tell me I'm wrong. You make me feel I'll do it again. You make me feel I'll do it again.
This is my friend Ariel.
Stop pretending that we're friends.
This is my friend. It's not focusing.
You don't know.
This is Ariel.
Nope.
This is my friend. She has a house.
Stop pretending.
This is my friend Ariel.
You don't know me.
I just had dinner with her.
We don't talk. You don't know me. Apartment. I thought.
Look.
Are you trying to make
Ariel, my
stand?
friend.
What? You love Dune. If there's one thing I know about Jesse the reader, it's that he
Absolutely
hates trees
not.
and he hates Dune.
Oh my god.
What?
Hey Ariel.
Oh yeah.
See?
There's 14 here.
That's really mean. You're bullying me.
I'm back from my evening out on the town. I had a pretty good night. I got boba. I actually got boba 3 times today. Went to a stationery shop, went to dinner, had pho. I had chicken pho. It was delicious. Got to see lots of lovely humans. Then we went to a bookstore. I'm gonna put my bookstore total right here, even though it's probably in the title as well. Went to a lot of bookstores today and yesterday. I'm gonna call it a night, and I'm also going to be ending the vlog right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. So like, what are you guys currently reading? Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. I'm gonna actually, instead of saying bye-oh, I'm gonna end it by letting you see the views of the city from my hotel, because it's beautiful.
Ariel.
Stop pretending we're friends.
Oh my god. We're feuding.
Whoa, I just scratched really freaking hard. New York.